Hi, my name is Neves. I'm a storyteller. I'd like to offer you the gift of this story. This is the story of Noah. Well, I think it's the story of Noah. I've read the story of Noah in the Bible a few times, but there's lots of really neat details that just don't get described. But that's where my imagination comes in. And I imagine that if I was there and I was Noah, this is what it might look like. So what we know is Noah had a wife and he had some kids and he was a farmer, I think. And so he just did his farming thing. He loved God, God loved him. Day turned into other day, soon those turned into weeks. And Noah never really thought much about it. Until one morning. He was out milking his goat. And then he heard a sound. It was so soft he barely heard it. He thought maybe his wife was calling him. He said, "Did you call me?" No, she didn't. That's strange. He just went back to milking the goat. He heard it again. This time was a little bit more, just a little bit louder. And this is strange, though. He called his sons and said, "Boys, anybody call me?" Well, they hadn't either. Must be really tired or something. So he kept milking the goat. Now that's just strange. He was sure he heard his name. He looked around. It wasn't my wife. It wasn't the kids. It wasn't me. So it had to be the goat. Are you a talking goat? The goat just said, "Nah." This is strange, but as the day went through, he kept having this same thought, that someone was calling him. Eventually he realized it was God. Now, God had something pretty fantastic to tell him. He said, "Listen, Noah, I know you love me and you know that I love you, but I need your help." Noah said, "Yes, Lord, whatever you want." He said, "I need you to build me this ark." Okay? What's an ark? Well, it's like a boat. Oh, okay. Wait, what's a boat? Now, we don't know where Noah lived. He lived somewhere between Egypt and Turkey, maybe? So it's hard to tell whether he even knew what a boat looked like. How do you describe something to someone who's never seen it? Well, it's like a house. It's straight on the sides and peaked on the top. Oh, okay. I can build you a house. He's what? It's upside down. You need my help because you need an upside down house? Well, it's not an upside down house, but it has a point at the bottom and straight on the sides, and it's going to be really, really big. Well, how big? Hundreds of cubits. Now, there's a lot of people that describe a cubit in different ways. 17 feet, 20 feet, 24 feet. I don't know. What I know is when you have 300 of anything, it's a lot. Unless you're talking about the hair on my head. And then that's not quite enough. So God laid out this big plan for Noah to make this boat, and he had to do it. Now, different people argue about, did he do it alone? Did he get help? I don't know. But in my mind, in my imagination, if it was me and God and that boat plan, I have a feeling that I'd have a lot of learning to do. And all the way through it, there'd be struggle. You know, can you imagine this guy? He's probably never even picked up a hammer or seen a hammer, but now he had to make one, and then he had to hammer nails. Like something made out of wood or stone, and just kind of like, and, you know, he didn't hit the nail once. I'll try it again. He still missed the nail. Well, the hammer was broke. No, but this is so frustrating. Well, what about when he had to find all that wood? Did someone just give it to him, or did he go and get it himself? Maybe he lived in a part of the world where there wasn't that much wood. I wonder what I would do. Would I still say, yes, Lord? Or would I say, this is tough, Lord, so sorry? Noah didn't, though. He just kept saying, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And as he worked, he built this huge upside-down house. And that's where I think it would have been hard. Because, I'm sure it would have been hard. You would have banged your finger, and it would have been difficult to find the wood and get it all together. And I think all those things would have been difficult. But imagine what his family and neighbors were thinking. Now, his family didn't really understand because God wasn't talking to them the way he was talking to Noah. But his neighbors, they lived in a really different way than Noah did. A lot of them liked to have a lot of parties and make loud music and stay up really late. So for them, all this meant was that one morning they were trying to sleep and they can hear bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Slowly they would crawl out of their tents, wipe the sleep out of their eyes, and look around and say, Noah! What are you doing? Oh, hi. Sorry about the noise. I'm building a boat. What? A boat. It's somewhat like a house. And then it has straight sides, but it has a peak at the bottom. Why? Well, God told me to do this because there's going to be a flood. A flood? There's not even any water around here. Yeah, I know. That makes it kind of funny, doesn't it, huh? Well, at first, he just became like a novelty. It's like, well, let's go watch the crazy guy build a great big upside down house. And people would come and look, and they'd laugh at him, and they'd make fun. They'd make their jokes. And did this whole thing. Noah's just saying, yes, Lord. Then it became kind of eerie. Now, people didn't think he was kind of a cute old man doing this crazy hobby. They were starting to think, this guy's not right. Like, are we safe here? He's doing all kinds of weird things. Soon, their kids stopped playing with Noah's kids. Soon they stopped doing business with Noah. Soon he was completely alone. And through this whole trial, his constant answer to what God wanted from him was, yes, Lord. Well, what about the day when the animals came? What would I be like? I'd wake up and I'd go to milk my goat, and then I open the flap of my tent, and there's this huge elephant. I don't know. What would you do? In my opinion, that's probably the first occurrence of a grown man peeing his pants in the Bible. But I can't be sure of that. So many things he had to come to grips with. All these new animals, places to be, finding the food, getting everyone packed up, and then waiting for rain on a crystal clear day. Not a single cloud. Can you imagine the things that he heard? Can you imagine how his neighbors were teasing him and making fun of him? But through all this, Noah always said, yes, Lord. Well, finally the rains came. And the floods washed away, set a new standard, a new way to live, a new way to be. And God blessed that. He provided everyone who was there the ability to see his love. Not in the ark and not in the animals, not in any kind of magnificent feat. People saw God's love in Noah and his ability to say, yes, Lord, even though he had no idea what God wanted him to do. And to this day, you can still see the sign of that promise. God painted it in the whole sky, a rainbow, telling you, I love you. This won't ever happen again. You have a new way to be near me. Now that's not the end of Noah's story, but that's the end of this one.